It's 11 a.m. and I'm so tired. That's
Hi guys, it's Lina and here it is, my first vlog ever. I really hope you will enjoy it. Today we will talk about my pregnancy and what happened during my birth story when the epidural exploded. Yes, you heard it right, it exploded. First of all, let me explain something about my pregnancy. My pregnancy was very well planned. Actually, me and my partner planned everything to the detail. We wanted a baby in January, which we succeeded at the end. But how did we do it? We did it with being in the best shape in our lives. Why am I saying this? Because we were planning everything from the practices, from the food. We were eating very healthy. We were eating food supplements like proteins, vitamins, and minerals. And next to it, I was tracking my period, my ovulation cycle, and of course, I was trying to be active every single day. During my pregnancy, I was traveling pretty much every single month. I was traveling all around the Europe because of my work, and I was spotting acrobatics and gymnastics up to 8 months of pregnancy. I know some people were calling me crazy, some people were calling me or were mad at me for not taking care of myself, but I was feeling very good. I didn't feel any pain during pregnancy, and that is why I decided to just live my life normally until I really cannot do it anymore. So I was traveling around the Europe up to 8 months of pregnancy, and then for the last month I was being a good girl. I was staying at home, laying down on the couch and taking care of myself. Like I mentioned before, we wanted baby in January. So we were calculating when should the baby be made. And in the first try, we got pregnant. First, I was a little shocked because all of the people around me, it took some time for them to get pregnant, and I didn't expect it to happen so early. Honestly, I thought it will still, need like a month or two before I will be pregnant, but it happened right away, and I'm extremely happy that it happened like that. So I didn't have any problems with getting pregnant, and I can be grateful to the God up there to make this possible for me. During my pregnancy, I was tracking everything in my maternity book. I will put some values from it in my description because I know that sometimes pregnant women can be a little unsure or scared what is happening. So I will put some values into my description so you can compare it and you can feel a little calmer and see that everything is okay with your baby and you. But I want to share a little fun fact with you. I was in Denmark and I had so-called fake contractions, but at the time I had no idea that this is it because I decided that I don't want to read a lot of things in pregnancy because sometimes things just make us nervous and I didn't want that. So until I was feeling good, I haven't read anything, I haven't listened to anything, and I was just trusting myself and my body. But at some point, I had these fake contractions. I was in the middle of Denmark and I got so scared I'm going into labor. Like, my mind was processing everything from how will I get home with a baby? I didn't have apartment like booked for so long. Who will be with me at labor? What will happen with the baby after? How will I get him home to Slovenia? And how will he go on the plane? It was so many things going through my head. You guys know that, like, when you go into one like this mental state that everything is wrong, like you're just bam bam bam, that just thinking about things that sometimes don't make sense, and you're going crazy, and that's what happened to me. And like, oh, I was very afraid and very scared. And then after 1 hour, the contractions, the fake contractions, got better, and I figured out that that's it. I didn't figure it out myself. I called my sister about 20 times, and I called my mother about 20 times before I got calmer and the contractions stopped. Yeah. But okay, let's get into my birth story and what happened with my epidural. Well, first of all, let me tell you that me and my partner were building a house, our dream home, and first night we were sleeping in our house, I went into the labor. How crazy is that? Next to it, we had a huge argument like the night before I went into the labor, and it was over something like really stupid, of course. That's what happened usually. And then we went to bed, and I was being mad at him. And I went to bed, I fell asleep, and then 1 a.m., I woke up. The bed was completely wet, and I was like, shit, what is happening? And I decided to go downstairs and to just wait for an hour. I went to shower. I got ready pretty much to go to the hospital because I kind of figured out what's happening. And 2 hours later, about 3 a.m., I went and woke up my partner. And it was really crazy because, like, in the same moment we saw each other and I told him what was happening. Of course, nobody was mad at each other anymore, and we were just ready to get this baby out. The house wasn't ready, so he was working really hard for the next 2 days to get the house ready before me and the baby came home. And I have to say that he did a really good job, and I was very proud that we got home into a fully furnished and finished house. So when we got to the hospital, you are accepted to the first like check. There was one really nice doctor accepting me, and he asked me a really stupid question. If you ask me, like, his question was, "Are you sure your water broke down?" How can a person that is giving birth for the first time know if that's it? So I was like, I have no idea. I think I didn't feed myself that much. And of course, yes, my water broke down, but the problem was that I didn't have any contractions. So I was admitted to the upper floor and waited there for the next 2 hours until my contraction came. First, the contractions were every 15 minutes, but then very soon it went to the point that they were um, coming every 2 minutes. And I was like, oh my God, it's happening, it's happening. And I called the midwife there on the upper floor, and she didn't believe me. Can you like imagine that? She didn't freaking believe me. And she even asked me, does it really hurt that much? And I had like a meltdown. I was like, please call the doctor. I was giving birth. I want the doctor. It hurt so much. And she was just like looking at me, and she was like, okay. And then she called the doctor, and the doctor came, and she was like, oh my God, she's already open 5 centimeters. We need to get her to the labor. And I was just looking at the midwife like, do you want me to punch you in the face? She didn't freaking believe me. And then everything, of course, escalated very fast. So I went down. I really had a meltdown. I was crying. I wasn't ready for it at all. And then I got down, and things were just like happening so fast. And I was saying all the way through, I really want the epidural. Like, I don't want to give birth without it. I don't want to give birth naturally. It hurt so much. Like, it was really funny. I think if I would be taping that, that would be the best vlog ever. So yeah, they called the anesthesiologist, and she explained to me everything, and I needed to sign up a form that you fully accept all these consequences and la 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 la. And they got my epidural ready, and I got the first shot. And she was like, yeah, now the contractions should be easier and it shouldn't hurt that much. And after 5 minutes, she was like, and I was like, it's the same. It doesn't help. It still hurt as much as before. And then she was like, okay. And I was like really getting open more and more. Like, so 1 hour later, I was already open 6 centimeters, and then I was open 7. The anesthesiologist got me another shot, and it still didn't help. And then third time, she was like, okay, I will just put everything in. And she squeezed the injection, giving me the full shot. And the injection exploded. And this epidural liquid went all over the room, into my partner's face, into my face, into midwife's face. It was so funny. I think that was the only time that I was like crying, laughing during giving birth because it was so funny. And the anesthesiologist was freaking out. She was like, "Oh my god, are you okay? I'm so sorry. I didn't know that will happen. Oh my god, oh my god." She was completely out of herself, and we were just like calming her down. It's okay, it happens. But at that point, I got to know that nothing will help. The problem is that once you get into this active phase of the birth, of giving birth, the epidural doesn't work anymore, doesn't help. So it's extremely important that you get the epidural before you get into this active phase. And that's why I tried to explain myself to the sister and to the midwife and to the doctor, but they were like taking too much time to take care of other things, and that's why the epidural didn't work for me. So pretty much I gave birth naturally, which I definitely didn't want, but it worked out at the end. I'm happy that also epidural didn't like cause any problems because it exploded. 5 hours later, I had my baby in the arms, and it's like the best feeling ever. I know I never like understood when people were saying that, but it really is like such a moment that like you never forget, and it just warms your heart, and you just realize that you're a parent now. I just want to give you my 5 tips to make your labor better, easier, and maybe to expect what will happen. My first tip is definitely get everything set before going to the labor. So I had everything packed for the hospital already before. So when the night came that I needed to go, I just took my stuff and nicely drove to the hospital. I can't imagine that I would need to pack everything on that night when you're already hurt and scared and you have like tons of feelings in your body. So make sure you pack everything maybe a month before you have a due date. Second thing, don't have too high expectations. You have to know that you will be relying on other people when going into the labor. So make sure you're down to earth and you don't expect too much. You don't expect it to be easy. If you will have a realistic expectation and you will be ready to be hurt pretty much, and you will expect to be hurt and in pain, then I think you will go through labor easier. Third thing, very important, listen to what your midwife is saying. I'm saying that because in between the labor, they will be saying things like relax, try to turn around, try to do this and that, and you're hurt, you don't want to do things. But these things really help to get the baby out as soon as possible. I was really trying to listen to her and to do whatever she said, and my labor like went really fast and it went without any complications. So I think even though you will be hurt and you will not want to do certain things, try to trust the staff in the hospital and follow them as much as you can. Tip number 4, get everything ready for coming home. Make sure you have all of the baby's clothes washed and you have everything set for the room and for sleeping and so on, because you will just be more calm and you will be ready to come home and excited to come home to something that you will enjoy. And the 5th tip is try to read something about the labor. Try to watch some videos, but you're already doing that if you're watching me. But there is tons of books that explain the labor and what's happening during the labor. And I think understanding the whole process a little bit better and a little bit more will make your mind at peace, and it will be easier for you to go into the labor. Of course, you will be scared, but if that and that many women all around the world can do it, you can do it also. Please don't forget to subscribe to my channel and leave me a comment below to tell me what did you think about my first vlog. And if you have any questions, let me know, and I will see you in the next vlog.